I've tested thousands of ads over the past 8 years, and I'm going to give you the top 5 that I've used to make millions for my own business and well over 9 figures for my clients. Now, everyone else shows you different ad formats, like AI ads, ugly ads, UGC ads, but here's the problem with that. Those are just trends, and most people copy them without understanding why they work in the first place. So one of two things always fucking happens. Either they run the format and it flops for their brand, or it works for a while, then everyone else copies it, the format dies, and they're stuck with no idea how to make their next winner for their brand. The 5 I'm gonna show you are a level deeper. They're the core ways you persuade anyone to buy. So if you understand these, you'll always be able to create winning ads and adapt to whatever comes next. So let's start with the first type of ad, story ads. If you look at the most influential people of all time, whether it's politicians like Winston Churchill, entrepreneurs like Steve Jobs, or entertainers like Dave Chappelle, what's the one skill they mastered to move the masses? Storytelling. Every single one of them. Because stories are the oldest persuasion tool there is. They're how humans have shared ideas since like the dawn of time. And people don't argue with the story the same way they argue with a pitch. They drop their guard and get pulled into them. So when you learn how to tell a persuasive story in an ad, you're not fighting people's natural skepticism anymore. You're bypassing it entirely. That's what makes this one of the most powerful ads you can run. Now, story ads usually run anywhere from 30 seconds to 2 minutes. So let me break down the framework for them first and then show you a real ad so you can see it in action. So story ads have 6 steps. Step 1 is the cliffhanger hook. So you open with a pattern interrupting line that sparks curiosity and makes them want to hear the rest of your story. From there, you go into step 2, which is the backstory, where you share something relatable that mirrors the problem your audience is living right now so they see themselves in it. Now that they're pulled in, step 3, you introduce your product, not as a pitch, but as the solution to the problem in the story, the same one they're facing right now. Then step 4 is the payoff, where you show how your product works and how it gets them the outcome they want. Then comes step 5, which is social proof, where you show testimonials and reviews to reduce skepticism and prove your product actually works. And finally, step 6 is your call to action, where you tell them exactly what to do next to move to the next step in your funnel. Now let me show you a real story ad so you can see it in action. So let's play the story ad. If you're a business owner, you'd probably tell me to fuck off 5 years ago. And honestly, I wouldn't blame you. So right away, we have the cliffhanger hook. I'm saying, if you're a business owner, you would have told me to fuck off 5 years ago. That immediately hooks in my target market of business owners, and they're like, what does this brown guy have to say? They're hooked in. So let's keep going. I was just another guy trying to get you to pay me $2,000 a month to run your Facebook ads with no proof and no guarantees. So if you didn't get results, I'd still get paid and you'd be shit out of luck. So that's the backstory. Pretty much every business owner can relate to this exact same situation of an agency pitching them to run their Facebook ads for a few $1,000s a month. They agree and then they don't get any results, but the agency still gets paid. And like this drives business owners insane, right? So I'm calling that out in the backstory so they relate to the problem. So let's keep going. Now I realized this approach didn't have you, the business owner's best interest in mind, so I decided to switch things up. I created an offer where businesses pay nothing out of pocket to work with us, and we guarantee a 10x ROI on our fees. So now I'm introducing the product. I'm saying, hey, I understood that this approach didn't have you, the business owner's best interest in mind, so I flipped things around and we guaranteed a 10x ROI, and you pay nothing out of pocket to get started, right? That's introducing the product. And now they're like, wow, that's really unique. They're hooked in even further. Let's keep going. So for every $1 you give us, you're guaranteed to make $10 back in return. That way there's no risk on your end to try us out. Now I know that's a bold promise, but we work with and you can see I'm talking about the payoff as well. I'm explaining that. I'm saying, hey, if it's 10x ROI, for every $1 you pay us, you're guaranteed to make $10 back in return. And right now it's going through social proof as well, saying, hey, we've worked with hundreds of brands. I know you're skeptical. So let's keep going with this ad. 250 brands in the past 5 years and generated over $100 million in sales since then. So if you want to see how we can work together to scale your business and guarantee a 10x ROI with no upfront fees, go ahead and click on this ad. It's going to take you to a page with a video that explains things in more detail. If you like what you see, book in a call and let's talk. So that was the call to action section. I said, if you like what you see, book in a call and let's talk, right? So that ad hits all of the key points in the story ad script. So that's the story ad script. Now let me share with you the one ad type I'd use if I had a gun to my head and I had to make a winning ad today. Direct ads. Direct ads have produced more winners for me than any other format, and it's the one I'd reach for if I absolutely had to make something work. And direct ads go straight for the jugular. They cut through the noise and hit the core psychological triggers needed to build desire and get someone in a state to buy your product fast. So there's no long story or wind up. And that's exactly why they work so well. Because when your market already has a clear problem or desire, you can get straight to the point and make a compelling case that hands them everything they need to take action. And that's exactly what direct pitch ads do. Now, direct ads typically run 30 to 90 seconds, and here's how they go. You start by calling out the outcome your market wants to grab their attention. Then once you've got them, you explain how your product delivers them that outcome, you back it up with social proof, and then hit them with a clear call to action. That's it. Now let me show you an example of a direct ad so you can see it working. So here's a direct pitch ad, and this one generated me hundreds of clients. So let's play it.
Hey, Tisu here, and I'll keep this quick. If you want to scale up your revenue and sales,
bang. So right away, I'm calling out the desired outcome. If you're a business owner and you want to scale up your revenue and sales, every business owner wants that outcome, so I'm calling that out right away. Let's keep going.
We guarantee a 10x ROI working with us. So for every $1 you give us, you're guaranteed to make $10 back in return. And want to know the best part? We'll do it purely on results. So there's no upfront fees, there's no useless monthly retainer.
So now I'm explaining the product in more detail. I'm saying, hey, we guarantee 10x ROI. So for every $1 you pay us, you're guaranteed to make $10 back in return. And I'm also explaining how there's no upfront fees. So I'm explaining the product in more detail and how it helps them get the end outcome that they want, which is scaling their revenue and sales. Let's keep going.
Retainers that lead to no results, none of that. We only get compensated on the additional revenue and sales we bring into your company that you're currently missing out on. So that way you can't lose. Now, if you're skeptical after hearing a big promise like that, which you should be, this is the internet after all, just click on this ad and let me back up everything I just said. You're gonna see countless 6, 7, and 8-figure brands who you might...
So now I've introduced social proof. I've entered the conversation in their mind because at this point they're like, wait, this guy's guaranteeing a 10x ROI. I'm skeptical. So I'm saying, if you're skeptical after hearing a promise like that, which you should be, this is the internet after all, just click on this ad and let me back up everything I just said, right? So I am addressing their skepticism head on because I know that's what's on their mind. And I'm saying we've worked with countless brands just like them. So let's keep going.
Recognize who work with us to increase their revenue and sales in their company. And I'm confident if you're the right person, we can do it for you too, and we'll do it purely on results and guarantee a 10x ROI working with us. So if that sounds fair to you, go ahead, click on this ad. It's gonna take you to a page with a video that explains things in more detail. And if you like what you see, go ahead, book in a call.
So just like that, we have the call to action. So I said, if that sounds fair to you, go ahead and click on this ad. It's gonna take you to a page that explains the next steps in more detail. If you like what you see, book in a call. So really straightforward. I'm walking them through the next steps for them to take in our funnel. It is very clear. So that's the direct pitch ad. Now let me show you the ad type that does the exact opposite. So instead of going straight for the sale, it makes people want to buy from you before you pitch them anything. Educational ads. Real quick, if you're finding these ad frameworks helpful and you want more of them, I highly recommend getting our free advertisers playbook if you haven't already. It has over 100 plus of our winning ads, emails, and split tests that you can use to scale your ads further. Links in the description or the first pinned comment to get it. Anyways, let's get back to the video. Educational ads are so powerful because they tap into two of the most powerful persuasion triggers that get people to buy: trust and reciprocity. Because when you teach someone something genuinely valuable, they start to see you as an expert and their guard drops. They go from a complete cold, skeptical prospect to someone who actually trusts you and your brand before you ask them for anything in return. And then reciprocity kicks in. So humans are hardwired to give something back after they've gotten something valuable in return. So the more value you give someone up front, the more open they are to buying from you later. And it works on another level too, because if what you give away for free is good, they're gonna assume whatever you're selling is even better. And if you want proof of this, just look at the biggest billion-dollar creative-led brands in the world, whether it's Feastables, Prime, or Terramana Tequila. They launch a product with no hardcore ads and funnels, and the product sells out immediately. And the reason behind that is exactly this. They spent years building trust and reciprocity with their audience. And that's the power of educational ads done right. You turn total strangers into warm buyers at scale without ever being salesy. Now, educational ads run anywhere from 1 to 5 minutes, and here's the structure for them. Step 1 is the educational promise, where you immediately hook the viewer by promising a valuable insight that helps them hit an outcome they want. From there, you go into step 2, the education. And this is where you deliver high-level, engaging teaching that actually moves them towards the outcome. And this is what builds trust and reciprocity. And once you've delivered real value, step 3 is the bridge, where you transition to your product and position it as the next logical step to get results faster. And then you close with social proof and a call to action. So let me show you a real education ad so you can see it in action. So here's an educational ad. Let's play it. Here's 3 conversion rate hacks you can use today to boost your sales. So right away, we have the educational promise. I'm saying here's 3 conversion rate hacks you can use today to boost your sales. That hooks them in, and it's something they actually care about. They want to boost their revenue and sales. So that hooks them in. Let's keep going. Number one, split test above the fold, the area on your website that has the biggest impact on. So now I'm going into the education piece. You can see how quickly I'm getting into it. I'm saying, hey, first thing, split test above the fold. And I'm just keeping things very high level. So I'm going to play this a little bit more and then we'll keep going. Your conversion rate is the section visitors see before they have to scroll down on their device. And this section typically consists of your headline, product images, and your product description. So if you're gonna run split tests, focus on making tests on the above the fold section of your site. We've routinely seen changes in this section result in 25 to 100% lifts in conversion rate. Tip number two, so you can see it's a very high level tip. I'm not going super in the details, like this is less than 30 seconds of me explaining split testing above the fold to give them value right away, and then I transition into tip number two. Now I'm not gonna play all of them here, but that's the general gist. Let's go to the next section in the script here. So now we're gonna enter the stage where we're transitioning to the product. So let's play it. Now, if you found these tips helpful and you want to scale further, we guarantee a 10x ROI working with us. So that's the transition I'm saying. Now, if you found these tips helpful and you want to scale your ads further, right, that's the setup for the pitch. So let's keep going because now I'm going to explain the product in more detail. So for every $1 you give us, you're guaranteed to make $10 back in return. And want to know the best part? We'll do it purely on result. And this is the section you've already heard in my previous ads. I'm just talking about our offer in more detail. We guarantee 10x ROI. Every dollar you give us, we give you $10 back, right? So it's building the case. And now we're gonna go to the social proof section here. Now, if you're skeptical after hearing a big promise like that, which you should be, this is the internet after all, just click on this ad. So that's the social proof section, which you've already seen in another ad framework. And then it goes to the call to action at the end because I know that stack works really well. So a lot of times in my ads, you're gonna see, I'm just using that same social proof section and call to action over and over again at the end of my ads. So that is an educational ad. So that's how you build trust by teaching. But there's an even simpler way to win someone over. One that skips the teaching entirely and just puts something in front of them they physically can't argue with. Proof ads. And that thing they can't argue with is proof. Because if someone wants the result your product delivers and you show them undeniable evidence of people just like them getting that exact result, they'll probably buy it. It's as simple as that. In fact, if all you ever ran was just proof ads showing your product working over and over again for people, you wouldn't struggle to make sales. Because proof is a more powerful lever than persuasion. Persuasion asks someone to imagine the result, which takes build up and it can leave room for doubt. Proof just shows them the result. It's black and white. Like you can't argue with proof. Like take weight loss, for example. You could script the best story ad in the world, or you could just show a wall of real transformations from people who use your product and got ripped. And most of the time, that wall of proof will beat the story. Now, proof ads run anywhere from 30 to 90 seconds, and here's the structure for them. Step one is calling out an outcome your market wants to grab their attention. From there, step two, you tee up a real customer result. So this is just the setup. You say who they are and what they achieved, but you're not proving it yet. You're just teeing it up. Now comes step three, where you show the full customer testimonial. So this is where the actual proof happens in your customer's own words. So you can either read their quote or play their video testimonial to do the selling for you. So step two made the claim, and step three is what provides the evidence to back it up. And then finally in step four, you transition to your product as the vehicle that made that result possible. And then you close with social proof and a call to action. So let me show you a proof ad to drive this home. So let's play a proof ad. Looking to scale your ads further? We helped Steve from... So right away, we're calling out the desired outcome. Looking to scale your ads further? Really quick, that's what hooks them in. Now we're gonna enter step number two, which is teeing up the customer result. Let's play it. Rapid Radio scale from $1,000 a day to $55,000 a day in ad spend profitably in 24 months. So that tees up the customer result. I'm saying we helped Steve from Rapid Radios scale from $1,000 a day to $55,000 a day in ad spend in 24 months. That tees up the customer result. People are like, whoa, that's crazy. So now we're gonna enter the next step here, which is showing the full testimonial. Here's what he had to say. They've created multiple $1 million ads for us, and they scaled us from about 1K a day in ad spend to 55K a day in ad spend profitably, and we're still going. So now I have showed the full testimonial. I simply just read out his testimonial that he gave us to provide proof of that customer result that I introduced in step number two here. So really straightforward. Let's keep going, where we now transition to the product. And we're still going. Now, we can't promise you'll get results like Steve, but here's what we can do. We guarantee a 10x ROI work. And it goes into the exact same thing. You can see from here, I'm saying we can't guarantee you the same results as Steve because we can't. That was crazy. But we can guarantee a 10x ROI, right? So for every dollar you give us $10 back, and then it goes into the same social proof section and the same call to action section that you've seen in the previous ads. So that's the power of proof, but there's one last type of proof ad that takes it even further. Instead of showing you the results, your customers do it for you in a way that doesn't even look like an ad. The last one's another type of proof ad, and these are unpolished videos of real customers talking about the results they got with your product with minimal editing. And the reason they work so well is because they don't look like traditional polished ads. They just blend right into the feed like organic content, so people are much more likely to watch them because their ad alarm bells never go off in their head, and the customer's authentic experience does the selling for you. Now, UGC ads can run anywhere from 15 seconds to 2 minutes, but there's no rigid framework to follow for this one. And that's the whole point. It's a real customer telling their real story in their own words. So instead of walking you through a structure, let me just show you an example of a raw UGC ad so you can see exactly what makes it work. So let's play this raw UGC ad. And this was a client testimonial that we got on a coaching call that was completely like, we didn't ask for this. The client just gave it to us raw. That came out wrong. Client just gave it to us and it was, came out really, really good. That's also not helping my case, but I'm going to play this anyways, right? So you can see it.
They helped me script everything that I needed to for the campaign, create all my ads. I don't even know who we're targeting on the Facebook ads because they did everything for me. Okay. And we've spent $400 so far across that campaign. I actually paused it. I don't know if you saw that I paused it.
Yeah, I did.
We've spent $400. I've paused it because I have $45,000 per month in retainer.
Like he's just saying in the middle of a call that we had with him where he's like, hey, I had to turn off my ads. You guys did everything for me. I don't even know who we're targeting, but I spent $400 and have $45,000 a month in retainers lined up, right? So it's a crazy testimonial that we got. There's no fancy editing. It's just a headline up top saying $45,000 a month in retainers from $400 in ad spend. And it's just raw of this guy talking about the experience going in, right? So I'm not going to play the full video of him talking, but it just goes from this raw testimonial that he gave us into a quick transition from me about to then pitch the product. So I'll just play this transition real quick. Hey, Tisu here, founder of Scale with Less, and you just watched a testimonial from our client Matt, who we helped generate $45,000 a month in lined up retainers from only $400 in ad spend. So if you're looking to scale your business like Matt was, we guarantee a 10x ROI. So same thing here. I'm saying, hey, you just watched a testimonial from our client Matt, who got $45K a month in retainers lined up. If you want to get similar outcomes, we guarantee a 10x ROI working with us. And it goes into the exact same pitch that you've seen a million times and the same structure, right? So that is a raw UGC ad going into it. So those are the 5 ad types you need to master to blow up your business. Master these 5, and as long as you got a good product, you'll be able to sell just about anything. Now, if you want 100+ winning ads, emails, and split tests you can use today to scale your ads further, go grab our Advertisers Playbook. It's 100% free, and it's like a cheat code for scaling your ads. So go grab that, and I'll see you inside.